class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. You see him and change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint for wealth, knowledge network. So get it while you can, and it's standing right here. It's coming out the vault, you see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Coming out the vault, you see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
All right, y'all, so welcome to a live episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. Round of applause. Black Equity Con, we are in the building. I'm excited. So we are the greatest money mindset show on the planet. We air every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Earn Your Leisure channel. Fast shout out to the bros. Round of applause for Earn Your Leisure. And so we have a great episode lined up for you. We have some powerhouses, some media moguls in the building that's really going to talk to us about the importance of content, your fans and supporters, and how do you build a cult-like following, if you will. And we also have a surprise guest. I mean, y'all know who it is, but a surprise guest coming in later on. But I have the media moguls in the building, man. Chad Oubre, Carlos Miller. They humble those, and that's why they smile every time I say that.
What's up, G?
Yo. So I appreciate you, brothers, man. And so for those who don't know, 85 South, enlighten us a little bit.
Who don't know about 85 South?
Who don't know 85 South? You heard 85 South, round of applause, make some noise.
About to say.
If you haven't heard of 85 South, make some noise.
That's like two people. We don't even want to tell them. If you don't know, this must be your first summer outside. You just got home from the feds or something. It is the #1 black show that black women get their hair braided to. It's the most played podcast in all black-owned businesses and barbershops in America. I don't know if it really is, but I be making up shit. So it sound, you see, it sound good, don't it?
And so talk to me a little bit about the start of 85 South, right? Because where you guys are right now, millions of views every single week.
Right.
Podcast network, streaming channel, merch, tours. Like y'all, I'm talking about like. And so I said I used this term, earlier, the silent killers, right? People who are like killing on like another level, but if you look at it, you may not know, right? I'm a business guy, so I study.
Right.
And like y'all are like, I'm talking about like the Netflix types, like the moves y'all making is like that level though. Go ahead, Chad, talk to us, man.
So 85 South started 2015-ish, but it's probably our 5th idea trying to get something off the ground.
Yeah.
Los is a comedian. I'm on the business production side. And we would shoot content. We would trying to figure out how to get a radio show off the ground. And then one day Los is like, man, I've been listening to a lot of stuff. We should try a podcast. We didn't know what a podcast was, but we figured we'd try this like we tried everything else.
Yep.
And it started in 2015.
Yeah. And how do you get to the point, though, where you guys sell out arenas? You guys are on tour making money. You guys have your merch, millions of people. Like, how do you get to that space?
People don't even understand that we were just in the studio for like 2.5 years, 3 years, just dropping content before we even did any kind of live show. Mm-hmm. So we stayed in it, and we stayed in tune with, the people who were watching us the most. They were leaving a lot of comments, and, we was just interacting back and forth and kind of let the fans, like the 85%ers, kind of just help us build the show also. Because it's like, if we're creating content and then you in the comments every week telling us what content that you want to be a part of, that you want to buy, that you want to see, I mean, it's supply and demand. It's easy. It's like, yeah, we could do that. So it was like, I think being more face to face with the people, and then going out to the live shows, and then going out to the meet and greets, and then, you know, just constantly staying in their face, like the consistency, because we've been dropping our show every Friday, like since we came out. So that definitely helped. And then it's like, you know, things happen, people find clips and they go back and they attach moments from things that you said back to the show. So like you were talking about owning the content, it's just like having your own social media reference library, because 6 months from now, it could be any clip that just goes viral. They'd be like, oh, y'all were talking about this, or did you hear this, or did you hear what somebody said? So it just gives you the wellspring to do whatever you want, you know what I mean?
And why ownership though, right? Because with the level, I mean, we've seen this in music, people get popular and they sign deals in which they are giving up or giving away their likeness. But like, you guys are intentional though about ownership. Like, you're intentional about independence. Like, I hear you guys say that a lot. Like, we are an independent platform. Like, why ownership? Why independence?
Well, because I feel like with us, since we've already weathered the whole storm of passing on the deal or holding out, like, you have to own the content, because when somebody comes across and they want to write you a check, that check ain't gonna be for the whole amount that you worth. That's just gonna be enough to keep you working where you are. Yeah. So, I mean, if it makes sense to you to, like somebody was saying earlier, owning 50% of nothing, I mean, owning 50% of something is better than owning 100% of nothing. Absolutely. Yeah. So, it's a lot going on with like ownership and people trying to just buy up all the content. So it's like, if you can afford to hold out and wait, it'll pay off 10 times more.
Yeah, I would say that what I've learned in like entertainment, people hear entertainment and they never think about the business. So the business that we run is no different than running a grocery store or a lawnmower company. You still have to net out, you gotta put some money up, you gotta run some payroll, but we treat everything we do like a business versus entertainment. And we meet a lot of people in entertainment that just wanna be famous, or they just wanna get on. Like Lo said, as long as it's enough check to keep the bills paid, they're not really thinking past the next opportunity. But what that puts you in is this race of having to keep chasing opportunities versus building your own. So that's what ownership has allowed us to do. And it's a slower grind, but there's a lot of peace of mind that comes with it as well.
Yeah, ownership teaches you the power of saying no. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody in here is, you know, a creative person, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't. But it's like, when you're on the grind and you're trying to get that opportunity or your big break or your, you know what I mean, that next one. But it's not always necessarily as good as you think it is. Like, you see a lot of artists come out and they be independent and they kill it for a whole summer, then they get the deal, and then they drop one project and it's like, and then like, oh, it's the label fault. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it forces you to be accountable for what you're putting out. You know what I mean? Because it's yours. You respect it different when it's yours. You know what I'm saying?
And so, talk to us about the mindset though that it takes to hold out, to say, because like you said, it's a slow grind. I mean, sometimes like your pockets might be hurt. You might, you might want, that they put that check in front of you and y'all looking at each other like, yo, right? So talk about that mindset that it takes to actually, and also that belief in yourself that it takes to get to a point where you're like, man, I know what I got, but somebody's offering me this right now, but I'm gonna say no, and I'm a slow grind this.
Man, I'll say that when, again, this is just my experience. When people get a check in front of them, they're almost surprised that there's a check in front of them. So everything that we do, we know what we want, we know what we're looking for, we know what partnership should feel like. So if it's not that, it's not even a tough conversation. It's not like an emotional thing. We were looking for A, but they keep offering us C, so we'll wait till A comes. So that's, it's for us just sticking in. And then when we started this, we were very clear as a collective, as partners. We 100% understood what we wanted. And we've stuck to that vision for the past 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, because what I'm hearing is, if you start with the foundation, if you know like what you want, then anything that comes to you, if it don't look like what you want, then it's easy to say no, right? And so make some noise. If you have a current podcast right now, make some noise. All right. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, make some noise. Okay.
My advice to you is start it today, tonight, right now. Whatever you think it is, do it. I don't give a damn if you think you the best spaghetti eater in the world. Somebody want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I've been stressing this whole time as black creators, man. However silly or crazy you think your idea is, somebody want to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if y'all seen those videos of people just eating food with the juice and smacking, like shit that would annoy you in real life. That shit get 200, 300, 400 million views. Ladies, taking your hair down, greasing your scalp. These are like simple things that we would always overlook. People want to see this all around the world. It might be some fat dude at the crib just watch hair braiding videos all day, and that's his shit, and he plugged in, and once he get to talking about your video, you out of there. So it's like, whatever content that you think you waiting on or holding off on or sitting on, you need to get on that right now, because people will watch some strange things. And we missing a lot of opportunities. And there's so many bags out there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you see the people who eat those big giant ass crab legs. It's a company that's sending them a check every month just to eat them. You get what I'm saying? So creating content and reaching out to brands, you'd be surprised who would reach back out to you and send you a check or some free products just because they see that you authentically like their product and you spend money with them. So it's definitely a whole lot more than just, I own this content. There's so many more checks that you can get with advertising and streaming and leasing content and shooting content for other people. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you may have the best studio, but they have the best show. There's an opportunity for y'all to make some money together.
And talk about, and I know you mentioned like a lot of the different streams, but I think a lot of creatives don't get started because they don't realize how lucrative the content business is.
That's right? Because it takes so long to monetize content. I mean, you can have your page monetized, but you're not gonna start making money until you actually have a video that gains some traction. That's why I said people should be putting out content every day. You're gonna be on social media watching somebody else's content, so why wouldn't you have something to put up there? Especially like you say, you got a podcast or you got, you know, whatever media that you're creating, you need to be able to repurpose it and take 5 clips from your 2-hour show and post it and throw some pictures up and, you know, and create like a trail where people can find you. Like, the bigger your footprint is, the more chances of people finding what you're doing.
And talk about the team, right? Like, at what point, right? Because we just told everybody, all right, if you have a podcast, keep going.
Yeah.
If you're about to start a podcast, start right now.
Right now.
At what point do you create a team? And then what does that team look like? Like, what are
it depends on what you need.
Yeah.
Your team got to be specific for you. You get what I'm saying? And we always took, like, I mean, I'm sure everybody's been on a set or worked in a production. And when you on a production, everybody got one job. They never give nobody 2 jobs on a production. Like, the dude who do the lights, he don't do the sound. And the dude who come and do the stage, he don't pack the truck. You get what I'm saying? So things run streamlined if you got one person doing one thing. It's when you try to overexert yourself and be like, it's my show, I'm the host, I'm the director, I'm the producer. You really have to delegate jobs so you can be able to get things done.
Yeah.
And then surrounding yourself I mean, you may not have the platform or the resources to pay these people what you know they're worth, but it's the exchange of we're doing this together. You gonna be the dopest sound man. I'm gonna be the dopest host. He gonna be the dopest producer. You get what I'm saying? So
but how do you find those people though, Los? Chad, like, right? Because
you got to give people room to grow. Like mistakes have to be made so you can learn from them.
But how do you know that like how do you know who's worth keeping, who's like, and I'll just tell you, right? Like I've
the people who bullshit the least.
right.
When people say, "Hey, I'm pulling up," and they pull up, whether we getting some money today or not, those are the people you want to be around. People who can bring you up and help you create opportunities.
Yeah.
If you are an entrepreneur, business coach, or small business owner who wants to get more visibility for your product or service, then consider advertising on Inside the Vault. We have been seen and heard over 2 million times, and as the show continues to grow, your ad would be embedded in our episodes forever. So the return on investments on advertising with us is unmeasurable and invaluable. If you're interested in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, then text podcast to 646-687-4152 or email us at info@insidethevaultshow.com. Allow your business to get the visibility that it deserves.
I would say what's helped us is
Wait, round of applause. Don Vito's in the building.
Oh, gee, what's happening?
We got the legend in the building.
What's up? Oh, gee, what's up? How you? Peace.
We got the legend in the building. And so, real quick, we got Don Vito, King Richard, a.k.a. I don't know what to call him. He got mad names. But he's the executive producer of Inside the Vault. Round of applause. And then we got the living legend in the building, Mr. Trick Daddy, entrepreneur.
Got that new dope ass show.
Content creator.
Exactly. Don't Rider. Mr. 305.
Eat a booty gang.
And so, Chad, talk to us. So we're talking about, building the team, right?
Oh, yeah. So what I was saying was, piggybacking what Lo said, it's not hard to figure out people that move with intentionality. So there's some people that's kind of floating and figuring stuff out. You kind of, after so long, you're going to get frustrated with those type of people are the people that are affecting the bottom line.
Yeah.
So when you got somebody that's moving with intentionality, you don't mind those mistakes because you know they're falling forward. Yeah. And those are the people you kind of wrap your arms around and help develop.
Yeah. And Trick, talk to us, man, like from, being a legendary, person in hip hop to now entrepreneur, running a restaurant, businesses, but now you have your own show. At what point did you know, like, you wanted to make that transition into, like, being in front of the camera?
First of all, it was like with the younger generation of musicians and producers, they don't have to work nearly as hard as we had to work, right? And I was like, damn. So I look at that, and then I look at how people are actually getting letters from their landlords and their mortgage companies saying that their rent is $500-600 more than it was last month. And I look at down there in the design district where the Gucci, the Louis, and the Prada, and they didn't make the stuff for us. 15 years ago, we couldn't fit it. If you put the pants on, it was too tight. You know what I'm saying? When black people got to knowing their European shoe size, I was like, if I don't tighten up, I'm gonna have to move to Georgia like everybody else is doing. No, because that's an excuse that everybody's, it's cheaper in Georgia, there ain't no jobs in Miami. Actually, Miami is a place you can do anything you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. And you got to have a good team because what it is, a lot of people like to be around, hang around, and drink out the bottles and do all that, but they don't want to work.
Gotta bring something to the table.
Yeah, they don't want to work. So we started with selling the seasoning. Because I used to cook on social media. They used to be like, can you really cook? So then Sundays came out of nowhere, and they was like, we trained our cooks for 3 months. Like, for 3 months, every day they had to cook the same thing. So if you ever been to Sundays, you know the ribs gonna taste the same every time you come to Sundays, right? So when CO and EJ stepped to me, they say, we need to do a cooking show. I was like, how we gonna do a cooking show, man? You know, because Honest be like, Trick, sign me. I'm like, sign you for what? What I'm gonna do then, you know? I grew up in the Poker Bean Projects. I grew up on welfare, food stamp, WIC. I don't know nothing about signing you. I ain't gonna do nothing but mess your career up. So I started paying attention to the things, because as you get older, there's certain things you're not willing to do, because all the young rappers, I think it's in their contract, they got to kill somebody or something, right? Yeah. And I'm a convicted felon. I'm not. I'm too old to catch 20, 30 years right now. It's over with, right? So we did the seasoning, and CO and EJ actually built our kitchen. Wow. In 60 days, they hand-built our kitchen that we use on the cooking show. And they said, well, how often are we gonna record? I said, we can record 2 to 3 shows a week. Now we back on show number 20, and we got over 100-some thousand subscribers. We sold out of the seasoning. Actually, the seasoning company, there's one ingredient that we're missing from the seasoning company. We could still sell seasoning, but it's something that's not in it. And I don't want to sell it to the people like that. It's this little thing that we need, but they starting to get it in the next couple of weeks, and we'll get back with the seasoning. But between that and just knowing that you can represent for the crib, knowing you can represent, knowing that people love what you're doing, because I don't know what's wrong with y'all women, but y'all forgot how to cook. And I want to motivate women.
Hey, fellas, round of applause. No, I'm joking. Don't set yourself up.
For some reason, women don't cook no more.
Be hungry all the time. I don't understand that.
They be starving.
They starving like hell, won't say nothing.
And they let the kids do the things that our parents would. McDonald's, we ate McDonald's once a year. That's dentist appointment. These kids eat McDonald's 3-4 times a week.
Uber Eats.
Listen, it's certain, like, for me saying, oh, my mama said, oh, he don't eat carrots. No, he eat whatever I put on his damn plate. You know what I'm saying? So what that is, I learned this couple things. Very important. I don't put pork in none of the vegetables, because everybody's so-called eating healthy. If y'all thought I was pregnant, no, there ain't no pregnancy. That's Patron, steak, chicken, beef. I'm gonna eat all that for the rest of my life.
You've been rapping about food for a minute, too.
Ain't no way I could.
Sugar water with mayonnaise sandwich.
That part right there, man. So I'm gonna eat that for the rest of my life, but for my customers, if you don't order pork, you're not gonna get pork, because I respect that. I respect whatever people want to do. I don't want to eat no Impossible Burger. That ain't fun. That's impossible for me to eat an Impossible Burger.
Trick, you gotta go vegan one good weekend.
No.
For a weekend.
No. The closest thing I'm gonna eat vegan is a mermaid.
I thought you was about to say.
And so one of the things that I love that you're doing with the show, though, is that it's a partnership with you and your guys. So they came to you with the idea, and instead of just saying, I'll do this myself. All right, if this idea is lucrative, let's do it. And even from the perspective of seasoning your restaurant and things of that nature, how has content, and this is a question for everybody, how has content shine a light on the other things that you're doing, right? Because a lot of times people think content is just the business, but there's a business all around content, like even what me and Don Vito does.
Check this out. I ain't cutting you off, Trick, but you remember the weekend you posted the video of your don't catch it on fire. And it was right around the time when he was launching like some of the online stuff for the visual. But it's these car groups on Facebook, right? That like Donk Riders, Chevy Boys. It's hundreds of pages of just dudes who love cars. Yeah. They posted that video and ran it up to at least 2-3 million just on the Facebook platform from the car groups.
Wow. Yeah.
That's excluding YouTube and all the other blog sites that picked it up that day. And then I know you're seeing all the people in the comments like, Trick, let me rebuild that motherfucker for you, man. So it's just like I was saying earlier, you never know who or where your content may land.
A lot of people try to go viral. You don't go viral on purpose. You go viral on accident.
Exactly.
You go viral on accident. And a lot of times, like baby, they say God look out for babies and fools. He really do. If you got good sense, you own your own. I'm telling you right now.
That's facts.
If you know better, you got to do better. And it's crazy because there was one time that if I wasn't cussing somebody out or being ridiculous, I couldn't get numbers on social media. I never did MySpace. The last one on Instagram, the last one on Facebook. But I look on IG and I see people with 25 million followers and they get 100,000 likes. If I had 25 million followers, I'm gonna get 15 million likes. You feel me? It's all, you have to be careful with it. Once you get in that lane where you got the people that matters, positive people, people that uplift you, people that support you. I go and buy a lot of urban clothes and urban colognes and different things that urban people are doing because I want to motivate them. I want them to screenshot my order and be like, look, Trick Daddy just ordered. I want somebody else to do it. I brought about polo and everybody in the hood would wear polo, and not one time did polo give me shit. They didn't give me nothing. And actually, I reached out to Ralph Lauren, the company, to one of the big dogs and said, is there a way that I can get the catalog? Because I didn't know back then that certain stores carry certain items because they have people that shop for the stores to sell it to. I didn't understand that part. And they told me no.
Wow.
They told me they appreciate if I wouldn't even say polo in the song no more.
Nah.
Well, we ain't rocking it no more, so I wonder if they appreciate that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you have to be, everything you say, the path you walk determine your destination. And what you was talking about earlier when I was walking in. If you want to know what you're going to be doing 5 years from now,
look at who you're around.
Look at the people around you.
Yeah.
If there's a girl that ride in your car that you got to watch what you say around her, she don't need to be in your car. That crackhead auntie, that wind-up uncle, that deadbeat dad, that sorry baby mama, nobody get a pass. Nobody get a pass no more. We have to stop making excuses for sorry-ass people and let them make up their own excuse and we decide whether or not we go for it, man.
That's hard,
Because that's all they do is beg and complain. If somebody, and ladies, I'm going to say this too, this on behalf of the city boys, because city boys are up. If somebody come and tell you something about your man, they're not helping you. They came to crush you, break your heart, knock you down off your pedestal. Don't let no female come and tell you nothing about your man because she's paying more attention to your man or she got another friend that's discussing your business. Don't lose your man for another female because it's impeccable to believe that you don't already know who this dude is.
Yep. That's one of the hardest lessons right there, boy.
And so, quickly though, I want to go to Chad and Don Vito because you guys are the men behind the men, right? Like, we're the talent. What does it take to be a strong business person and support system behind the scenes to make sure the engine is always running efficiently?
It's not hard, man. Like I tell Los and Fly, I tell the whole team, our job is to serve them. If we take care of them, it takes care of the whole operation.
Yeah, I can agree to that. As a producer, my thing, and that's what I learned from music, right?
30 million records produced?
20 plus.
20 plus.
But
Just
that.
in
But
case.
You tried to
I always try to focus on trying to get the idea out of the artist's head and then bringing that to life. Because when I used to start, I used to be like, man, as a producer, I used to be like, man, did you hear that snare? Did you hear that? And they'd be like, what the fuck? What does that mean? So a lot of times I like to communicate with the artist to understand what's in their head, and then I can manifest that. I believe I can produce anybody. You know what I mean? Once I understand what's in your head, because it's about what's in your mind, right? And then I can manifest that as a producer.
Yeah, because a lot of times they always say, I got a Trick Daddy beat. And I be like, wait, stop. Ain't no Trick Daddy beat.
Yeah.
I can rap off any beat.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell one of my secrets that I don't tell nobody. 75% of my songs, whether they were fast, slow, thug records, Save the World, children's songs, was written off the same beat. My secret is I get a melody.
What beat you be using?
It's the Erykah Badu song. You know that you got me. I write off of that.
Off the roots, you got me?
I wrote anybody want a motherfucker die off the roots.
Now that's some shit to go viral right there. Who would have ever thought that?
And Thug Holiday, who made that beat?
David Banner.
He said, no, not this beat. I said, you need to sit down. This the beat. He was like, what you gonna do to it? I said, I'm gonna do the old Michael Sterling sample. A lot of y'all never know that song has come from On a Holiday for Michael Sterling, like 25 or 30 other hits that came behind it.
Oh, back in the day, Michael Sterling.
Michael Sterling. That's what Thug Holiday came from.
Right, okay.
And I said, I'm gonna do this to it. I'm gonna do this. I said, just drop a little 808 bass in it. And I want somebody who could really sing. You know, when I say that, I always get in trouble. But somebody who could really sing. And I said, well, call Natasha Scott. And it went from there. And he never believed in a million years that we could have got Thug Holiday out of that beat.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow. All right,
That's why it's good that he listened.
Yeah.
You got to get into the people's head. If you can sit there and build music, it's forever.
Oh, I wanted to go back to what you were saying about like being behind the scenes. Like, I know it's creative people and artists and shit. You get in your flow. A lot of people don't like to say no. You have to be able to hire some people or be around some people who can tell you when too much is too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to come off and be like, oh, Trick didn't want to take a picture with me. He just took 1,000 pictures. He really had to go. And the manager come up and say, hey, man, no more.
Right.
Because Trick can't tell you, nah, we can't do no more.
Right,
But
right.
you got to put people in position to delegate shit that you might not be as strong in. So I wanted to throw that in there
Yeah,
also.
no, I appreciate y'all. And so before we go, what's next for 85 South? What's next for Trick Daddy?
Shit, we got to get Trick on 85 South, man.
Yeah.
I got 1,001 questions I want to ask, man.
And you know me,
Shit,
I don't
we
mind
got to get
answering
Thug
no
Holiday
questions.
on the actual calendar.
I don't mind answering no questions.
Okay.
You can start now. Go ahead. Let's practice. Go ahead.
What made you choose the food stamp for the album cover? Because you picked it at a time where a lot of people was embarrassed, or you know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up in the hood with the old school paper food stamp.
Okay, I got it in 8th grade, 7th grade. I got in trouble. I couldn't go to the school in my area. Well, we had to catch the bus. My mama ain't had no job. My mama had 11 kids, ain't have no job. The only way for me to get bus fare, I had to go spend 20 cents, 30 cents out of the food stamps and get the change and catch the bus. And while my homeboy that was in the store lagging, waiting for the girl to leave, I whipped the food stamps out on him. And I ain't care nothing about that, but that was money. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why it ain't really much you can say to me to hurt my feelings. For my friends, for them to not take care of their kids, I hurt my feelings. For my woman not to believe me will hurt my feelings. For me not to be able to do for my kids will hurt my feelings. You can't say nothing about me to hurt my feelings. I done been there. I done been everywhere but the electric chair. It's like, and the food stamp was something that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And it was even a time when we did so bad that my mama had to trade in half of her food stamps to get cash to pay the light bill.
Wow.
See, that's hard.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question. But all the niggas in here who grew up off your music always wanted to ask you this shit. When you hit the coochie with the legs up, why did you blow all in her butt? You the first nigga we ever heard say some shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because
And you say you just.
I'm a Libra. I'm a pleaser.
She done got wet.
I'm a pleaser, but I'm a teaser, right? So my mama always taught me, when you walk by somebody's house, you speak to them. And if I'm eating the coochie with the legs up, the ass is right there.
That next door neighbor.
I was just speaking. How you doing?
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all because we running out of time. But
See, these questions get too raw. They have to cut this shit off.
But real quick though, like, what can we expect next from Trick Daddy? What can we expect next from 85 South?
Man, listen, I'm ready to get this cooking show on mainstream TV.
Yeah.
But they better know that I don't want no peanuts, because I actually gave half of the company to the people who taught me into doing it.
Yep.
I'm like them other niggas. That's why I can walk without my security. That's why I can pull up and jump out of the corner store, because I ain't never forgot where I came from. I represent Miami, Dade County.
Miami and Miami.
UM, the Marlins, the Dolphins, the Panthers. Those are my teams. I don't got no secondary team, ain't got no secondary home. I like visiting other places, but not for long. So what you have to do, you have to let your team eat.
Yeah.
And I plan on making a lot of positions, putting a lot of my team in positions to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of paying for all the damn bottles at the club.
Right.
Yeah, it's real.
Right. Quick,
Bro, I ain't been working on my bald head. I'm trying to play Trick Daddy in the movie. So whenever they do the trick, I got my own vert, all that. So,
Man, we got
Trick Daddy movie coming next summer. I'm gonna eat the coochie for real and blow in the butt. We got the streaming app though, bro. Tell them about that.
Yeah, so we got a streaming app we just launched, a streaming service we just launched. We scaling that. We just bought our first studio, some commercial real estate in Atlanta.
Channel 85. Download the app. Go to the app store. Channel 85.
Channel 85, y'all.
So we're developing that. We going on the second leg of the tour. I want to say in a month that starts. We just moved into a 5,000 square foot merchandise warehouse. We're scaling that operation. And we're launching the management division. So we actually are looking for talent, looking for podcasters, looking for
Bruh, you
content
telling them
creators.
all the good shit. Man, tell them the hood shit too. We just dropped the line of baby clothes, man.
Yeah.
Real shit. We got our own onesies.
Nah, he's serious.
No, I'm dead ass serious. So if you pregnant or may become pregnant, hit the website.
I just did my first commercial. I did a 10-packs commercial.
Real?
Yeah, it say we're not number one, but we're up there.
Round of applause, Trick Daddy. 85 South. Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all subscribe. If you got your phones out, I need y'all to text Insider, INSIDERS, Insiders, to 646-687-4152. I have books out there. I have shirts out there. And so the 85th
We're going
text.
with the 85. We're going to 85.
Yeah, we're going with 85. The 85th text, we got a gift for y'all. So text that number. Thank you guys for what you do.
No problem.
Thank you for ownership, because it's important. Trick, I heard you say something around how easy it is now, and you just being somebody who, you're taking what's happening now and you're reinventing yourself. So, again, round of applause, Trick Daddy, 85 South, Don Vito, Inside the Vault. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah. You want Ash Cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.